The Most Beautiful Thing I Have Ever Seen. Written by Nadia, Devi, Umadt. Illustrated by Christine Way. My first home was in a hot, faraway place. I always had other children to play with besides my bossy sister. We had lots of fun and plenty of food. But one day, the parties stopped. We had to stay inside because bad things were happening all around us. There were loud noises everywhere, and they made Mama cry. That was the saddest thing I had ever seen. One night, Mama woke us and told us to be very quiet. She bundled us outside to a waiting van. Some of our neighbors were already inside. I tried to stay awake, but I was so tired. In the morning light, I saw many destroyed buildings all around us. We were taken to a tiny, crowded room. Everyone was serious all of the time. Then one day, Mama became very excited. She packed what we had left in our suitcases. "We are going to live in a new home far away," she said. I didn't know where that was. "I don't want to go," I told her. "You can stay here if you want, but I'm going," said my bossy sister. She might have been joking, but I wasn't so sure. A stranger drove us to the airport. We stood in a line and they x-rayed our suitcases. There were thousands of people heading in every direction. We boarded a huge, shiny airplane. Mama let me have the window seat. Puffy white clouds, some shaped like animals, glided with us in the sky. It was the most amazing thing I had ever seen. I drifted along with the clouds until I fell asleep. In the morning, Mama gently woke me. Our plane had landed. We gathered our belongings and left through the exit. And there stood Auntie, waiting for us. "Oh, how I've missed you," she said, holding all three of us close. Mama's face was wet with tears. This time I wasn't sad, because happy crying is nice. Auntie drove us to our new apartment. It was small, but larger than the crowded room we'd stayed in. The walls were freshly painted pale blue like the sky. We had a brand new fridge and a shiny silver stove. There was a great big double bed and a smaller single bed. "Mama gets this one, I get that one, and you get the floor," said my bossy sister. I hoped she was joking, but I wasn't so sure. One day, it was time for me to start school. I'd never been to school before. I was excited, but nervous too. Auntie walked with me and introduced me to my teacher. She smiled and spoke to the class in words I did not understand. So many children, so many eyes stared at me, like I was the strangest thing they had ever seen. Later, a siren sounded, as loud as the noises from our first home. My classmates got up and left the room. I didn't know where to hide, so I started to cry. My teacher showed me how to take a deep breath to calm down. Together, we looked through the window and watched everyone play. When I told my bossy sister about the siren, she gave me a look. "It's called recess. You'll get to like it." I had English class every morning. I wasn't alone. There were lots of other children who were new too. I made friends in my class, but learning English was hard. Still, day by day, word by word, I understood more and more. My family and friends helped me feel safe. I almost forgot the scary things from before. Almost. Auntie told us about our new country's different seasons. The days got darker and colder. We had to wear coats and hats, mitts and boots. We looked silly and felt too heavy to move. But one December morning, shimmery white powder covered the ground. Cold and soft, it sparkled in the sun. It was the most magical thing I had ever seen. "It's called snow," my bossy sister said. We ran outside and caught snowflakes on our tongues. We made snow angels and snowballs and laughed till our sides ached. We hardly noticed the cold at all, and then I slipped and fell down hard. My sister helped me stand and brush me off. There, you're all right now, she said. She wasn't even joking. The days grew longer, the snow melted away, the ground warmed up. Flowers bloomed on trees and in gardens. School ended for summer. Neighbors invited us to our country's birthday in the park. How can a country have a birthday party, I wondered. Don't ask, my sister said. There will be fireworks. I had never seen fireworks before. Everyone seemed excited, but especially Mama. I think if you've been really afraid, a bit of fear stays with you even when you're safe. The sky got darker and the light shot up over our heads. Suddenly, there was a loud kaboom. I jumped up and looked around. My bossy sister wasn't far away, but her eyes were so wide she couldn't move. Like me, she remembered the terrible noises from our first home. I moved closer and showed her how to take deep breaths and calm down. Slowly, we began to feel better. We were safe in the park together with Mama, Auntie, and our friends. The fireworks were loud, but they were also dazzling. My bossy sister slid her hand into mine. I squeezed her fingers and felt warm, even in the cool night air. Don't stand next to me, she whispered. She was definitely joking. We are now home. We have seen all the seasons and many snowfalls. This morning I put on my very best clothes. We are in a big government building for a special ceremony. Today we become citizens. A judge asks us to take an oath. My mama, my bossy sister, and I are with many people of every shape, size, and color. The judge makes a speech, and I understand almost all of it. Welcome, she says, smiling at everyone. The whole group claps and cheers and hugs each other. Auntie and Mama cry happy tears. I wipe away a few of my own. My bossy sister says, "Don't embarrass me," and gives me one of her tissues. She uses the other one. It's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.